Microsoft Excel has a nice feature allowing you to show amounts or quantities in an interesting graphic form. Even though it's called People Graph, it can be used to show other data and use different shapes. To insert a People Graph, go to the Insert menu, and there in the Add-ins section you will find People Graph. If you don't see this add-in, then simply click on Get Add-ins button and search for People Graph. If you haven't used this add-in yet on your computer, you will be prompted with an additional dialog asking you to accept the license terms, but this will only have to be done once. When inserted, People Graph displays 3 categories of data in a chart called Numbers About the App. This is just an example, so you will have to select your own data to be displayed. In order to do it, click on the Added Graph and then click on the Data button on the top of the graph. In the title field, you'll be able to set your own graph title. When you click on Select Your Data, you'll be able to show where Excel is supposed to take data from to be displayed in the graph. The add-in even displays a suggestion for how the data should look like. In order to select data, you will simply have to mark it in your sheet. When marking the data to be shown, you have to mark data in 2 columns. The first one being the category name and the second one containing a number. You cannot, however, mark whole columns, you have to mark a range. The range you mark can be really big, but People Graph will only show the first 15 rows of your data. People Graph is intelligent enough to recognize if the range you have marked has headers, so if you have included column headers in your selection, they will be omitted. People Graph will plot your numbers on the chart. Each row of data will have its own row in the graph, and the value in the second column will be displayed to the left of each row and at the same time will be represented by avatars. It will automatically rescale what each avatar means. If your data shows small values, then the number of avatars displayed in the graph will be the same as the value in the category. However, if the numbers you show are bigger, then each avatar will represent a power of 10 in order to reflect all various values. Additionally, if avatars represent powers of 10, for all values not being full multiples of that power, it will color the last avatar in the row only to a certain extent in order to reflect the actual value. People Graph also gives you some possibilities to adjust the look and feel of your graph. If you click on the cogwheel button, you will be able to change the settings of the graph. In the Type section, you will be able to select how values and category names are displayed, whether the category name is to be shown under or over the avatars, or whether it's to be shown under the value. In the Theme section, you can choose the color theme of the graph. You have 7 options to choose from, and they are independent from the theme and colors of your workbook. Finally, in the Shape section, you will be able to choose between 16 shapes to be shown in the graph. This is useful if your data isn't related to people but to other topics. Please note that People Graph is not a chart like all the others in Excel. If you want to copy it, for instance to PowerPoint, you will only be able to paste it as a picture but not as a Microsoft Excel chart object. Be sure to check out our future videos to learn more about various Office applications.